walk us through Truck Parking Club. How does it work? Are you guys website based, app based?
Yeah, so Truck Parking Club is a network of truck parking locations throughout the US, and those locations are made up of businesses like trucking companies, tow truck companies, CDL schools, real estate investors. I was trying to think of some others, home builders. We have anyone that has extra space in their yard
Hmm.
can put their location on the platform. And what we really do is we help facilitate that transaction and that relationship between the trucker and that location because
Okay.
most of these locations are not in the truck parking business. They are in a different business, but they're business minded. And when they see the possibilities of taking this unused space and monetizing it, it's great. And at the same time, we create new supply of truck parking, which is a great mission for us. That we're we're in effect doing the same thing as going out and building it,
Hmm.
but we can do it infinitely faster than traditional real estate development, which is my background, right? So
Right.
um, we can add spaces at a rate that is not even like we can essentially in one day through the awareness of a property owner who has a large lot do something that could take 18 to 24 months
Yeah.
for um, development in traditional real estate development, and not to mention um, millions and millions and millions of dollars. So we have created a platform that really is a two-sided marketplace, like an Airbnb.
Okay.
Um, and on top of that, we've changed the way that truckers can book their parking and get their parking. So they can go to the platform, which is it's a web-based or app-based.
Okay.
You can go to truckparkingclub.com. You can go to the Apple App Store, and you can go to the Google Play Store
Links will
and
be right here.
download the app. And we also do bookings over the phone, um, which typically is just to get people introduced to the business. And a lot of times, once they get used to it through that first initial booking, then they start using the app. But if truckers are driving, they know that they can call our hotline 888 899 7275. But we've really changed the way truckers are able to get parking because we have real-time availability. We give them the access to parking in real time with just a few clicks on your phone. Um, and then you'll get a text message and email that tells you that you have booked this availability at this location, and you can book that in advance. So
No,
we've
that's
created.
that's fantastic. And not to I apologize for cutting you off, but
Oh no, I think there's a little bit of a delay.
you mentioned Airbnb there. So are you guys doing a subscription base, or is it per space? How does that work?
So there is no subscription model. That
Hmm.
is something that we'll look to do in the future if carriers, want it, and if
Hmm.
we can provide enough value through it that it makes sense. But we don't charge anything to be on the platform for the trucker or the property member. Um, we make money through a revenue share model, which we call our performance-based model. So if we make our property members money through bookings, then we take a cut of that revenue.
Very nice. So it's free to join and free to list your space if you have it, which is that sounds pretty intriguing. Now, how do you guys go about like vetting the spaces before they go active to make sure they're legit?
Yeah, it's a great question. So our payment processor does identity verification, just
Okay.
verifying that this business is who they say they are,
Hmm.
which does create friction in our process, but it also helps with any type of malicious behavior. So That's one way. And then also on top of that, we just internally vet every single property member, to where we speak with them, talk with them, ask them about their operations. And a lot of times there are tweaks in their property. There are tweaks in the process of the operations of their property. Let's say it's a tow truck company, and I talk with them and
Mhm.
say, hey, Tim, um, it looks like you got parking in this side of your yard. Is there certain things we should be telling the truckers when they pull in? You want us to set up an automated message for you? Is there a gate code or anything of that nature? Okay, yeah, we need to add that. And we get to know all of our property members, and understand them and understand their operations and understand their business that is outside of truck parking. Um, so we really get to know everybody and create a community. I would say it's interesting. We get some very interesting properties that show up,
I'm sure.
and I guess the assumption by them is that we'll just approve their location and they'll just go on the platform and then do whatever they're trying to do, like whatever weird behavior, illegal behavior, whatever it is they're trying to do. But we talk with every one of these locations and talk with them thoroughly and ask them about what is going on your site. Well, I'm a home builder. Well, I'm a tow truck company. Well, I'm a trucking company. We travel over the road. We actually found out about you on the road, and I thought I'd add your location. Um, we did a podcast Monday, a couple days ago, with a trucking company. We went to their location in Kentucky, and they ended up going on our platform because they had a few extra spaces in their yard, and we had no intentions of putting them on the platform. But through the course of the podcast, we were telling them like about what we're doing and who's on our platform and all this stuff, and they're like, well, we should do that because we do have 5 extra spaces. And we're like, yeah, that sounds great. And so they became a
That's
property
awesome.
member.
No,
Yeah.
that's really fantastic, man. I love to hear that. I love what you're trying to do in the space, and I just have a few more questions for you. That
Yeah,
I
sure.
know I know a lot of people are probably wondering out in the audience. So since everything varies, from spot to spot, because you guys don't own the properties, you guys are obviously in these deals with property owners. So how do your amenities work? Do you guys have those? Do you guys have them listed? Can drivers like filter by amenity type that they're kind of looking for? How does that work?
Yeah, so every one of our locations has the amenities listed, whether it be restrooms, food nearby, pavement lights, cameras, 24/7 access, security. It's all going to show on every one of the locations on what
Awesome.
amenities are there. And then, we will help the trucker talk about what is there, um, and help them understand if it's a good fit. We get guys that maybe have high value loads or things of that nature, and um,
I was just going to
you
ask you
know,
about that.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And they'll ask us, is this location good? And our customer service is made up of former truckers. So
that's fantastic.
they talk with our truckers, our customers, through the location and say, well, I don't think this is a good fit. I think you need to go here. I think this location's a better fit for what you have. Um, so we'll help guide them to what we think is the best fit, um, and do things like that just to ease their. I mean, it takes time to like study these things, and we know all of our properties very well. So
That makes
um,
sense.
we'll help them through that, and we've structured our customer service in a way where when a trucker calls the customer service line, they're greeted by another trucker, and
Yeah,
they can really they can talk them into lots. They can talk to them about which location is probably best for them to book based on their travel times. And those are all things that, someone outside the business, like, to be honest, like if I get on the phone with customer service with a trucker, I do not do half the job my customer service team can do. I can't because I haven't lived it,
yeah.
and we've built our business in that manner.
No, I love that, Evan, because you guys are taking from every aspect, from customer service to the whole platform. You're taking the biggest stakeholder in the industry into consideration, which the driver is always forgotten in the industry. So I
It's
love.
bizarre.
Yeah, it is. It's I've been, like I said, I've been I talked a little bit before we jumped on here, and I've been in the industry for about 6 or 7 years, and it's just so bizarre how the drivers are treated and how nothing is catered to them. It's all built towards the shippers, towards the brokers, but nothing for the driver and for the carrier group. So it's really fantastic to see you guys really trying to break into the space and really try to help where truck or drivers really need the help, because there's not a lot of truck parking out there, and they need somewhere to rest and be able to take those breaks.
Yeah, for sure. We everything we do is really wrapped around the experience for the trucker in our business. And some of those decisions may not make the most sense from a profitability or capital expenditure standpoint. Um, but we know ultimately if we create a product that benefits the trucker the most, we will create a platform that provides a ton of value, and that value will translate to a great business.